Okay, here's our video on area and circumference of a circle. Okay, so we'll start with circumference. So the circumference is just the perimeter of a circle. It's just the distance around a circle. That's the circumference. And to get the circumference, we need to know pi, the Greek letter pi. Right? And we use 3.14 for approximation of pi. Actually, pi is a irrational number and it goes on forever, but we can use just 3.14. We can also use 22 over 7. So you can use the decimal 3.14 or the fraction 22 over 7. So the formula for the circumference, there's two ways you can do it, whatever is easier for you. You can do the circumference equals 2 pi r, 2 times pi times r, or you can do circumference equals pi times diameter. So whatever one you want to use, you can use. Now there's an easy way to remember this one. It's cherry pi, C is for cherry, and the P, that's the pi, so cherry pi, right? Cherry pi, so we have the C for cherry, the pi, and what they do here is, instead of writing it PIE for pi, it's just PI. So cherry pie is delicious. That's what the D is. Cherry pie is delicious. So again, this is what it is. If you want to do the circumference formula this way, cherry pie is delicious. So again, you can use circumference equals pi times diameter or circumference equals 2 times pi times r. We'll do both to show you how it works. Okay, now just to understand pi, or what is pi anyway. So pi is just a ratio. All it is, it's the ratio of the circumference of a circle over its diameter. And you'll get pi. Okay, so let's look at a question. Let's say I made a circle. And I have a radius of 8. Let's say it's 8 units. Now, we can use the formula circumference equals pi d. Cherry pie is delicious. We can use the other one also. Let's try this one first. So, what should we do first? We want to find the circumference. We know we're going to use pi as 3.14. Let's write it up here for a minute. 3.14. And we need the diameter. Now, we don't have the diameter, we have the radius of 8. So what would the diameter be? Well, the diameter is twice the radius, so the diameter would be 16 units. So try to find the circumference of this circle. Okay, so again, here's the circle. Make a better circle here. We know that the radius was 8, so the diameter has to be 16. And what we do is we're going to take pi, we're going to take 3.14, and we're going to just times it by the diameter, times it by 16. Again, the formula we're using, we want to find the circumference, is pi times the diameter. Pi times the diameter. And we'll get 50.24, and we'll just call it units. Circumference is not squared, so it'll be 50.24 units. That's if we use this formula. Now you get the same answer if you use the other formula. Let's try the other formula now. So the other formula, we'll bring this up. Circumference equals 2 times pi times r. Or you can just do 2 times r times pi, because again, multiplication is commutative. It doesn't matter which way you do it. So 2 times r, and the r was 8, so that gives us 16. 16 times 3.14 gives us 50.24. So again, you choose the formula you like. Again, either circumference equals pi times diameter. Cherry pie is delicious, that's the mnemonic device. Or bring it up here, circumference equals 2 pi r. Whatever one you're comfortable with, do. Great. Okay, let's do another one. Try to find, this is 5 units, So try to find the circumference of this circle. So again, we have circumference equals pi times d. Cherry pie is delicious. And again, 3.14 is pi. Now we don't have the diameter, but we have the radius. The radius is 5, so the diameter has to be 10. Just multiply that, and what do we get? Okay, so you multiply that, and it's easy when you multiply it by powers of 10, so you'll just get 31.4 units. Again, circumference is not squared, so it'll be 31.4 units. So the distance around this circle, if we go around this, is 31.4 units. Now let's do area. So the area formula, get the area is pi r squared. And there's a way to remember it too. Remember when we did circumference, we said cherry pie is delicious. But for area, you can say, well, apple pies are too. Apple pies are too. So cherry pie is delicious and apple pies are too. So that's a way of remembering it. So let's also get the circumference. So try to get the circumference and area of this circle. You should pause the tape. Okay, so now this one is, it's not tricky, but you'll get the same answer actually. The area and circumference, you'll get the same answer. So let's do the area first, since we have it up here. So the area is pi, so we know that we need 3.14. And we want to times it by the radius. We don't have the radius, we have the diameter. But remember, the radius is half the diameter, so the radius would be 2. And what's 2 squared? So it's 2 squared, and 2 squared is 4. So this will be 3.14 times 4. So the radius is going to be 12.56, and they're giving you centimeters, so you have to write centimeters squared. So the area, remember, area is squared. Now, let's look at circumference. Remember, circumference is pi d. Cherry pie is delicious. So again, we're going to use 3.14, and we're going to times it by the diameter. And we have the diameter, it's 4. So we're going to get the same answer, but remember, circumference is not squared. So this will be the answer as the circumference, and that'll be the answer squared for the area. Now there's another term we should know. Sometimes you're going to get a question where it says, find the answer in terms of pi. We'll also do it in terms of pi. We'll get a couple of answers here. So let's try the circumference first. Well, again, what is the circumference formula? If you remember, cherry pie is delicious. So we want to know what the circumference is. So we know the diameter is 7, so we're going to do 3.14 times 7. And we'll get 21.98. 21.98 kilometers. That's the answer for circumference. Now if I said in terms of pi, the circumference would be 7 pi. That would be the answer in terms of pi. 7 pi.